Hey coin lovers! Welcome to the Worth Old Coins channel, your place to discover the hidden value and rare facts about old coins. In today's video we're revealing the top 6 valuable coins, and one of them might just be in your collection. So don't skip this video, let's find out their real worth. Top 1. The 2011 Spain España 5 Eurocent coin is part of the common currency of the Eurozone, yet it carries a distinctly national identity that reflects Spain's history, culture, and participation in the European project. Spain joined the euro in 1999 as an accounting currency and began circulating euro coins and banknotes in January 2002, replacing the peseta after more than a century of use. By 2011, nearly a decade later, the euro had become a natural part of daily Spanish life, and coins dated that year embody a mature phase of the shared European monetary system. Though small in denomination, just 1/20th of a euro, this coin tells a story of European integration and Spanish pride. The obverse, or national side, of the coin reveals Spain's chosen design, a striking portrait of King Juan Carlos I, who reigned from 1975 until his abdication in 2014. The engraving shows the monarch in right-facing profile, rendered with fine detail that captures both the realism of his features and the dignity of his office. Around the rim runs a ring of 12 five-pointed stars representing the European Union, a unifying element present on all euro coins regardless of issuing country. Within that circle, the word ESPA appears in clear capitals, proudly naming the nation of issue, and just below or to the side you will find the year 2011 flanked by a tiny mint mark of the Royal Mint of Spain, the Real Casa de la Moneda, typically depicted as a small crowned M. This arrangement balances national symbolism with the shared European identity required by the euro coin program. The reverse, common to all 5-cent coins of the euro area, was designed by Luc Louix, a Belgian artist and computer engraver whose initials LL can be found near the base of the design. Here the central motif is a globe, showing a map of Europe extending into Africa and Asia to convey the continent's position in the wider world. 6 fine diagonal lines radiate outward, each ending in a cluster of stars that echo the European flag and create a sense of dynamic movement. Beneath the globe lies the denomination 5 euro cent with a numeral large and bold for easy recognition even on such a small piece. This side of the coin deliberately avoids any national identifiers, emphasizing the coin's validity across all Eurozone countries. From a technical perspective, the 2011 Spanish 5-cent coin follows the uniform specifications set for all euro area 5-cent pieces. It is struck from copper-plated steel, giving it a warm reddish appearance similar to traditional bronze while benefiting from the strength and low cost of steel. The coin measures 21.25 millimeters in diameter, weighs 3.92 grams, and has a thickness of 1.67 millimeters. Its edge is smooth, a tactile distinction that helps people differentiate it from the reeded edges of larger denominations, even in low light or by touch alone. Despite its modest size, the coin is minted to very high tolerances using state-of-the-art presses at the Madrid facility of the Royal Spanish Mint, ensuring consistent quality for the millions produced each year. The year 2011 places the coin within an interesting period of European and Spanish economic history. Europe was emerging from the global financial crisis of 2008, while Spain was grappling with its own debt and unemployment challenges. Yet the euro remained a cornerstone of economic policy, symbolizing stability and cooperation among member states. For everyday Spaniards, the 5-cent coin continued to serve practical roles, paying for small items like a piece of fruit at a neighborhood market, making exact change for a café con leche, or feeding a parking meter in a historic city center. Its circulation in 2011 thus reflects both routine daily commerce and the broader resilience of the European Monetary Union. For numismatists and casual collectors, the 2011 Spain 5-cent coin is generally common because the Royal Mint struck tens of millions for regular circulation. In circulated condition, its value is typically face value, but collectors may seek coins in uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated grades, where the copper plating retains its original bright red shine and the fine details of King Juan Carlos's portrait and the tiny stars remain sharp. Proof versions, sold in official mint sets, display mirror-like fields and frosted reliefs that showcase the artistry of the engravers and the precision of modern minting. Symbolically, this small coin weaves together layers of meaning. The portrait of King Juan Carlos I connects it to Spain's modern constitutional monarchy and the democratic transition that followed the Franco era. The ring of 12 stars links Spain to the broader European Union, expressing solidarity and shared destiny. The globe on the reverse places Europe in a global context, reminding every user, from a Madrid commuter buying a newspaper to a traveler crossing borders without changing money, that the euro is both a local convenience and an international emblem of cooperation. Top 2. The 2009 Spain España €5 coin belongs to the first generation of euro coinage issued by the Kingdom of Spain, yet it carries layers of meaning that reach beyond its modest face value. Spain adopted the euro as a non-cash accounting currency in 1999 and introduced physical coins and notes in January 2002, replacing the peseta after more than a century of use. By 2009, the euro had become a familiar part of everyday life across the country, circulating freely from the beaches of Andalusia to the mountain villages of the Pyrenees. Every Spanish euro coin, no matter how small, functions as both legal tender across the entire eurozone and as a miniature national emblem. The 2009 dated 5-cent piece embodies this dual identity, combining the common European reverse with an obverse that is unmistakably Spanish. On the obverse, or national side, the coin displays a finely engraved portrait of King Juan Carlos I, who reigned from 1975 until his abdication in 2014. His right-facing profile captures both realism and dignity, reflecting his key role in Spain's peaceful transition from dictatorship to constitutional monarchy. Encircling the portrait is a ring of 12 five-pointed stars, the universal symbol of the European Union, binding the Spanish issue to the shared ideals of the Euro project. To the left of the king appears the country name España in crisp capitals, while the date 2009 is positioned nearby, flanked by a tiny crowned M, the mint mark of the Real Casa de la Moneda, Royal Spanish Mint, in Madrid. This balanced composition communicates national pride while affirming Spain's commitment to European unity. The reverse follows the standard design used on all Eurozone 5-cent coins. Created by Belgian artist Luc Luix, a dynamic globe dominates the center, showing the outlines of Europe extending into Africa and Asia to suggest the continent's place in the wider world. 6 fine diagonal lines radiate outward from the globe, each ending in a cluster of stars that echo the EU flag and convey a sense of energy and movement. Beneath the globe, the denomination 5 euro cent is boldly inscribed, with the numeral 5 large enough for instant recognition even on a small coin. Luix's minimalist yet symbolic design underscores the euro's function as a shared currency, equally valid from Lisbon to Helsinki, while leaving each nation free to express its identity on the opposite side. Technically, the coin adheres to the specifications set for all euro area 5-cent pieces. It is struck from copper-plated steel, a cost-efficient material that provides a warm reddish color reminiscent of traditional bronze while ensuring strength and magnetic properties that simplify automated handling in vending machines. The coin measures 21.25 millimeters in diameter, weighs 3.92 grams, and is about 1.67 millimeters thick. Its edge is smooth, a tactile feature that helps distinguish it from the reeded edges of larger denominations. Precision minting at the Royal Spanish Mint produces a sharp, consistent strike, and the thin copper coating is resilient enough to retain its gleam for years of circulation. The year 2009 places this coin in an eventful period for Spain and the broader Eurozone. Europe was contending with the aftermath of the 2008 global financial crisis, and Spain faced a sharp economic downturn marked by rising unemployment and challenges in the housing market. Yet the euro remained a powerful symbol of stability and cooperation among member states. For ordinary Spaniards, the 5-cent coin served countless everyday purposes, paying for a short bus ride in Madrid when combined with other coins, buying a piece of fruit at a local market, or providing exact change in a bustling cafe. Despite its tiny monetary value, it was an indispensable tool of daily commerce and a tangible reminder of Spain's place within the European family. For numismatists and collectors, the 2009 Spanish 5-cent coin is considered common, as millions were minted for general circulation. In circulated condition, it typically carries only its face value, but coins in uncirculated or proof quality, especially those from official mint sets, are appreciated for their brilliant copper glow and razor-sharp details. Enthusiasts often look for pieces with full original luster, crisp lettering in España, and a flawless ring of stars, treating these coins as small works of art rather than mere change. Proof strikes, with their mirror-like fields and frosted reliefs, display the engraver's craft to full advantage and appeal to collectors building complete Euro series by year and mint. Symbolically, the 2009 Spain 5-cent coin captures the essence of a nation that embraces both tradition and modern European identity. The portrait of King Juan Carlos I reflects Spain's constitutional monarchy and the democratic renewal that began after 1975. The 12 stars signify solidarity with the wider European Union, while the globe on the reverse projects a vision of Europe as an integral part of the world community. Holding the coin, one is reminded that even the smallest denomination can embody a narrative of historical change, political cooperation, and cultural pride. Top 3. The Spain España 5 euro cent coin of 2005 represents an early chapter in Spain's euro currency story. Spain adopted the euro for accounting in 1999 and introduced physical coins and notes on January 1, 2002 retiring the long-serving peseta. By 2005, Spaniards were only a few years into life with a new currency, and the euro was still a symbol of fresh economic cooperation and European identity. Every coin struck in that year carried the promise of a shared market across borders, yet each nation, including Spain, was granted the right to display its own culture and history on the obverse. This dual identity, national and European, makes the 2005 5-cent coin an intriguing object for study. The obverse national side appears a finely engraved right-facing portrait of King Juan Carlos I, monarch of Spain from 1975 until his abdication in 2014. His image is detailed and lifelike, showing the mature king who oversaw Spain's transition from dictatorship to constitutional democracy after the death of General Francisco Franco. Around the portrait runs a ring of 12 five-pointed stars, representing the European Union. To the left is the country name, Espa. Inscribed in clear capital letters below the legend sits the date 2005, and beside it a small crowned M, the mint mark of the Real Casa de la Moneda, the Royal Spanish Mint located in Madrid. This combination of portrait, stars, name, date, and mint mark communicates national pride and royal legitimacy while affirming Spain's full membership in the European project. The reverse common side uses the standard Eurozone design created by Belgian artist Luc Louix. A globe occupies the center, showing Europe in relation to Africa and Asia, symbolizing Europe's global connections. 6 fine diagonal lines radiate outward from the globe, each ending in a cluster of stars that echo the European flag and create a sense of dynamism and expansion. Across the left side lies the large numeral 5 for the denomination, while the words Euro Cent appear to the right in a balanced, modern font. The engraver's stylized initials LL are subtly integrated into the design. This reverse side is identical across all Eurozone nations, ensuring instant recognition of the coin's value no matter where it circulates from Lisbon to Helsinki. Technically, the 2005 Spanish 5-cent coin matches the specifications of all euro area coins of that value. It is struck from copper-plated steel, giving a warm reddish hue reminiscent of traditional bronze while offering the magnetic properties needed for vending machines and coin sorters. The coin measures 21.25 millimeters in diameter, weighs 3.92 grams, and has a smooth edge about 1.67 millimeters thick. The copper coating resists corrosion and retains its color surprisingly well, especially when stored properly. These consistent specifications allow the coin to circulate interchangeably across the entire Eurozone. Historically, 2005 sits in an interesting period for Spain and Europe. The country was enjoying robust economic growth, with construction and tourism booming before the global financial crisis of 2008. Spain's euro coins were already a familiar sight in pockets and cash registers, yet they still carried a certain novelty compared to the old pesetas that older generations remembered. For everyday Spaniards, the 5-cent coin served the humble but vital role of facilitating small purchases, adding exact change for morning coffee, buying a single postage stamp, or combining with other coins for bus fare. Its small size and low value did not diminish its importance in the daily dance of commerce. From a numismatic perspective, the 2005 issue is considered common, as the Royal Spanish Mint produced many millions for general circulation. Consequently, circulated pieces usually trade only for their face value. However, coins in uncirculated or proof condition, especially those sealed in official mint sets, are attractive to collectors. They seek bright, original copper luster, crisp details in the king's hair and facial features, and a perfectly sharp ring of 12 stars. Proof examples, with mirror-like fields and frosted relief, reveal the full artistry of the engravers and demonstrate how even a low-denomination coin can be a miniature work of art. Symbolically, the coin tells a layered story. The portrait of King Juan Carlos I reminds observers of Spain's peaceful democratic transition after decades of authoritarian rule. The 12 EU stars convey unity and shared European destiny. The global motif on the reverse side suggests outward-looking confidence, portraying Europe not as an isolated continent but as a partner in worldwide exchange. Even the copper-plated steel composition can be read as a metaphor for practicality and resilience, a modest but durable blend designed to withstand years of circulation while keeping production costs low. Top 4. The Spain España 5 euro cent coin of 2006 is a small yet eloquent witness to a formative moment in Europe's shared monetary history. Only 4 years had passed since the euro's physical debut in 2002, and Spanish citizens were still becoming accustomed to the continent's new currency. While banknotes look the same in every Eurozone country, the coins tell a more personal story. Each nation contributes its own national design on one side while sharing a common European reverse. This dual identity is captured perfectly in the 2006 Spanish 5-cent piece, a coin that circulates freely from Madrid to Munich yet carries distinct symbols of Spain's monarchy, culture and pride. The obverse, or national side, features a finely engraved right-facing portrait of King Juan Carlos I, who reigned from 1975 until his abdication in 2014. His likeness conveys both dignity and approachability, reflecting his pivotal role in guiding Spain's transition from dictatorship to modern constitutional monarchy after the death of Francisco Franco. Around the portrait is a ring of 12 five-pointed stars, the emblem of the European Union, signifying unity and solidarity among member states. On the left appears the country name España in clean capitals. Just below, the date 2006 is clearly struck, and beside it sits a small crowned M, the mint mark of the Real Casa de la Moneda Royal Spanish Mint in Madrid. The harmonious arrangement of portrait, legend, date, and mint mark expresses both national sovereignty and European commitment in a single glance. Turning to the reverse, you see the standard design used on all Eurozone 5-cent coins, created by Belgian artist Luc Louix. A stylized globe dominates the field, showing the outlines of Europe reaching toward Africa and Asia. To underline Europe's global connections, 0.6 slender diagonal lines radiate outward from the globe, each ending in a cluster of stars that echo the EU flag and give the image a sense of motion and energy. The large numeral 5 on the left ensures instant recognition of the denomination, while the words Euro cent appear to the right in a crisp, modern font. Louix's minimalist yet powerful composition reminds every holder that the euro is a shared currency, equally valid in Lisbon, Paris, or Helsinki. From a technical perspective, the 2006 5-cent coin follows the strict specifications set for all coins of this value across the Eurozone. It is struck from copper-plated steel, a practical alloy that provides a warm reddish color reminiscent of traditional bronze while offering the magnetic properties needed for vending machines and coin sorting equipment. The coin measures 21.25 millimeters in diameter, weighs 3.92 grams, and is approximately 1.67 millimeters thick. Its edge is smooth, helping users distinguish it from higher denominations with reeded edges. The Royal Spanish Mint's high-precision presses ensure sharp details and consistent quality, while the thin copper layer resists corrosion and maintains an attractive shine for many years of circulation. The year 2006 places this coin within an interesting economic and political context. Spain was enjoying a period of strong growth fueled by construction, tourism, and rising consumer confidence. Well before the financial turbulence that would hit Europe in 2008, the euro itself had already become the everyday language of trade and travel. But for many Spaniards, it still carried a sense of novelty and continental unity. A 5-cent coin may seem insignificant, yet in daily life it played countless practical roles, making exact change for a morning espresso in a Madrid cafe, topping up the price of a local bus ticket, or adding the final cents needed for a newspaper at a corner kiosk. For collectors and numismatists, the 2006 Spanish 5-cent issue is considered common because millions were minted for regular circulation. As a result, a circulated example typically holds only its face value. However, coins preserved in uncirculated or proof condition are sought after for their aesthetic appeal. Specialists look for pieces with brilliant copper luster, crisp lettering in the word España, and a sharply defined ring of 12 stars. Proof coins, struck with specially prepared dies and polished blanks, exhibit mirror-like fields and frosted reliefs that highlight the engraver's skill, turning a humble denomination into a miniature work of art. Symbolically, this coin embodies the marriage of national heritage and European unity. The portrait of King Juan Carlos I honors Spain's modern monarchy and the peaceful democratic reforms of the late 20th century. The 12 EU stars emphasize solidarity with fellow member states, while the globe on the reverse portrays Europe as an outward-looking partner in global affairs. Even the choice of copper-plated steel speaks to practicality and durability, an everyday reminder that strength and cooperation often lie in modest, unassuming forms. Top 5. The Spanish 5 euro cent coin, bearing the date 2000, occupies a special position in the history of modern European money. Spain, along with 10 other nations, joined the euro project in the late 1990s, adopting the new currency for electronic and accounting purposes on January 1, 1999. Physical euro coins and notes were not released to the public until January 2002, but member states began minting coins ahead of that date to ensure a smooth changeover. The Royal Spanish Mint Real Casa de la Moneda in Madrid struck its first euro coins as early as 1999 and continued in 2000-2001, all carrying those years on their obverse, even though the coins would remain in storage until the great launch. A piece dated 2000 is therefore a pre-issue or pre-euro introduction coin, never intended for circulation at the time of minting but produced in enormous numbers to meet the demand when Spaniards finally exchanged their beloved pesetas for euros in 2002. Holding such a coin is like holding a quiet preview of the future, a monetary promise struck in metal 2 years before it entered anyone's pocket. The national side obverse displays the right-facing portrait of King Juan Carlos I, Spain's monarch from 1975 until his abdication in 2014. The engraving captures the calm dignity of the king who shepherded the nation from the authoritarian era of Francisco Franco into a modern constitutional democracy. Surrounding the bust are 12 five-pointed stars emblematic of the European Union and symbolic of unity, solidarity, and harmony. On the left of the portrait is the word Espa, the Spanish name of the country rendered in clear capitals that affirm national identity. Beneath the portrait lies the date 2000 and close by appears a tiny crowned M, the traditional mint mark of Madrid. This carefully balanced composition tells two stories at once: Spain's proud monarchy and cultural heritage, and its forward-looking participation in the wider European project. The reverse follows the common design adopted by all Eurozone nations for the 5-cent denomination. Created by Belgian artist Luc Luix, it features a stylized globe showing Europe's position in relation to Africa and Asia, reinforcing the idea of Europe as an active global partner. 6 fine diagonal lines radiate outward from the globe, each ending in a cluster of stars echoing those of the EU flag. To the left stands the large numeral 5, while the words Euro cent curve elegantly along the right. Luix's initials LL appear subtly near the globe. This reverse guarantees that the coin is immediately recognizable anywhere in the Eurozone, allowing it to circulate seamlessly from Lisbon to Helsinki despite the national variation on the obverse. From a technical standpoint, the coin is made of copper-plated steel, a cost-effective choice that yields a warm reddish hue similar to bronze while remaining magnetic, important for vending machines and coin sorting equipment. Its specifications are uniform across Europe: a diameter of 21.25 millimeters, a weight of 3.92 grams, and a thickness of about 1.67 millimeters. The edge is smooth, which helps distinguish it from higher-value coins with reeded or finely grooved edges. Even before circulation began, the Royal Spanish Mint produced these coins with remarkable precision, ensuring that every piece would meet strict standards after years of storage and eventual release. The year 2000 was historically significant for Spain and for the Euro project as a whole. Within Spain, optimism was high. The country was experiencing steady economic growth, and the European Monetary Union was proving that disparate economies could share a single currency. Yet for ordinary citizens, the euro remained more idea than reality. People still paid for groceries, rent, and transportation in pesetas, but behind the scenes, warehouses were quietly filling with crates of coins like this very 5-cent piece, ready for the dramatic changeover that would arrive less than 2 years later. Thus the 2000 dated coin embodies a moment of anticipation, a tangible sign of a future monetary system not yet seen in everyday life. For collectors and numismatists, Spanish 5-cent coins dated 2000 hold special appeal even though they were struck in the tens of millions. They are often classified as pre-issue euros, and while circulated examples today usually trade for only their face value, uncirculated or proof specimens are more prized. Collectors look for bright copper luster, sharp detail in the king's hair and facial features, and a perfect ring of 12 stars. Proof coins struck with specially polished dies and blanks exhibit mirror-like fields and frosted reliefs that elevate this modest denomination to the level of a miniature medal. Sets issued in official packaging before 2002 are particularly sought after because they capture the excitement of the euro's birth. Symbolically, the coin is rich in meaning. The portrait of King Juan Carlos I speaks to Spain's successful democratic transition after decades of authoritarian rule. The 12 EU stars underscore the ideals of unity and cooperation that the European Union strives to maintain. The global motif on the reverse highlights Europe's openness to the wider world, suggesting that even the smallest coin can represent a continent's ambition to act collectively on the global stage. And the very fact that the coin was minted 2 years before it could be spent reminds us that great projects require planning, patience, and faith in a shared future. Top 6. The Spanish 5 euro cent coin dated 2008 is a modest yet eloquent symbol of Spain's place in the grand European experiment. Spain officially joined the euro in 1999 for electronic transactions and introduced physical euro coins and notes in 2002, replacing the peseta after more than a century of use. By 2008, Spaniards had lived with the euro for 6 full years, and the currency had matured from an exciting novelty into an everyday necessity. Yet every Spanish euro coin, no matter how small, continues to serve a dual purpose. It functions as legal tender across the entire Eurozone and, at the same time, as a tiny national emblem. The 2008 5-cent piece embodies this double identity, combining the common European reverse with an obverse design that is unmistakably Spanish. The obverse, the national side, presents a right-facing portrait of King Juan Carlos I, who reigned from 1975 until his abdication in 2014. His calmly dignified profile reflects the monarch who helped guide Spain's transition from dictatorship to constitutional democracy after the death of Francisco Franco. Surrounding the portrait is a ring of 12 five-pointed stars, the universal emblem of the European Union, representing unity and shared ideals among the member states. To the left of the king appears the country name España clearly engraved in capital letters, while the date 2008 stands prominently nearby. Just beside the date sits a tiny crowned M, the historic mint mark of the Real Casa de la Moneda, the Royal Spanish Mint in Madrid. This balanced composition manages to proclaim both national pride and European solidarity in a space barely larger than a fingernail. Turning the coin over reveals the reverse, which follows the standard design used on all Eurozone 5-cent coins and created by Belgian artist Luc Licx. The center is a stylized globe, depicting the European continent extending toward Africa and Asia to suggest Europe's interconnectedness with the wider world. 6 slender diagonal lines radiate outward from the globe, each terminating in a cluster of stars that echo those on the EU flag and give the design a sense of motion and expansion. To the left, the large numeral 5 dominates the field for easy recognition, while the words Eurocent are placed neatly to the right in a clean, modern typeface. Luix's initials LL appear subtly near the globe's lower edge, a quiet signature of the designer. This side of the coin is identical throughout the Eurozone, ensuring that a Spanish 5-cent piece is immediately recognizable and acceptable from Lisbon to Helsinki. From a technical standpoint, the coin is a model of precision and practicality. It is struck from copper-plated steel, a choice that combines a warm reddish-brown color reminiscent of traditional bronze with the magnetic properties needed for vending machines and coin-sorting equipment. The coin has a diameter of 21.25 millimeters, a weight of 3.92 grams, and a thickness of about 1.67 millimeters, all in strict accordance with European standards. Its edge is smooth, helping users distinguish it by touch from higher denomination coins that feature reeded or finely milled edges. The Royal Spanish Mint's high-speed presses guarantee a sharp, consistent strike, and the thin copper layer is durable enough to keep its warm sheen for many years of daily circulation. The year 2008 situates this coin at an especially interesting point in Spain's and Europe's economic history. Early that year, Spain was still enjoying the tail end of a long economic expansion, fueled by construction and real estate growth. By late 2008, however, the global financial crisis had begun to affect Europe, and Spain soon faced rising unemployment and economic contraction. Amid these turbulent conditions, the euro remained a symbol of continental stability and shared purpose. In everyday life, the 5-cent coin served its humble but vital role, adding exact change for a morning coffee in Madrid, paying for a local bus fare in Seville, or combining with other coins for a newspaper in Barcelona. Its tiny value belied the countless small transactions that kept the economy moving. For collectors and numismatists, the 2008 Spanish 5-cent coin is considered common because millions were minted for general circulation. Circulated examples generally hold only their face value, yet coins in uncirculated or proof condition, particularly those sealed in official mint sets, have their own appeal. Enthusiasts look for specimens with full original copper luster, crisp lettering in the word España, and a perfectly sharp ring of 12 stars. Proof versions, struck with polished dies on specially prepared blanks, display mirror-like fields and frosted reliefs that reveal the engraver's art in miniature, turning an everyday object into a collectible piece of design. Symbolically, the coin carries layers of meaning that go far beyond its modest purchasing power. The portrait of King Juan Carlos I honors Spain's successful democratic transition and the enduring stability of its constitutional monarchy. The 12 EU stars underscore the ideals of cooperation and solidarity at the heart of the European Union. The globe on the reverse projects an outward-looking vision of Europe as a partner in global affairs. Even the choice of copper-plated steel can be read as a metaphor for resilience and practicality, a modest but durable material chosen to last through decades of handling and exchange. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.